getting answers. From Sacramento's most watched late news, this is the CBS 13 News at 10.
Attacked in broad daylight, and now a local woman has died.
She literally changed my life.
The new information we're learning about the victim tonight and how police say they caught the man responsible.
A local meningitis outbreak turns deadly. The rush to get vaccinated in one Northern California community as the virus continues to spread.
Overcrowding at a local shelter.
All of a sudden, we've gotten in 30 animals.
Why leaders now say they're being forced to turn pets away.
And we are covering Super Bowl 50 like no other station can, with all access gold ticket information. This is a live look right now at Super Bowl City, where the Macy's fireworks show is just about ready to get underway.
The gates are set to close at any time now. 10 o'clock is the time we are told they would shut down. Big crowds have stuck around to watch the show. It's been packed here all day. Good evening and hello. From San Francisco, I'm Sam Shane.
And I'm Christina Janes. Thanks for joining us. What a great night this has been. We are broadcasting live from the Sens restaurant at the Hyatt here in San Francisco. We're up on our perch overlooking Super Bowl City, where we have been since Wednesday.
One Republic just wrapped up about a half an hour ago, and it packed the place. They were a capacity crowd here. We have a lot to get to tonight. We have live team coverage of all the sights, all the sounds from here in San Francisco and elsewhere, and we will get to those stories for you in just a moment. But before we do, we want to get to today's top stories, the headlines making news tonight. Topping our news tonight, the three men who have been on a run from Placer County, sheriff's deputies, I should say, were captured near Forest Hill. A sheriff's deputy encountered them around 6 o'clock tonight, walking along Forest Hill Road. They were found not far from where they escaped custody during a traffic stop on Wednesday night. They were booked into the county jail in Auburn on several charges.
Well, the Sacramento SPCA has more dogs than it can handle. The agency says since the first of the year, pet owners have dropped off more than 350 dogs.
It is so crowded that the shelter has stopped accepting the animals. CBS 13's Lee Martinez joins us live now in Sacramento with the latest on that story. Lee?
Well, the Sacramento SPCA did have several adoptions today. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to lift this new moratorium on accepting new surrendered pets. So anyone showing up here with a dog will be turned away. Many of these dogs had a home once. Now this is where they live. And it's getting crowded.
She's been here a couple of months.
The Sacramento SPCA had always accepted any surrendered pet to come through the door.
We're not going to be doing that anymore. We're going to be making sure that we can accommodate the animals that come into us.
The SPCA says it had to put a temporary moratorium on surrendered pets because it's at capacity with 450 animals to care for.
It probably costs us about $50 a day per animal.
This month it received an increase in family pets, especially senior dogs, surrendered to the shelter. First-time adopter Anthony Ariano is rescuing a Labrador who once had a family.
It was playful, energetic, and it was good with the baby.
The SPCA works with more than 200 rescues, but says they're also overwhelmed with too many dogs.
We don't oftentimes know that until 2 o'clock during the day, when all of a sudden we've gotten in 30 animals.
The SPCA says they're good dogs who deserve homes. Ariano is bringing baby home first and coming back for the family dog.
Very excited. Very emotional, too, because, we got the exact dog that we wanted.
Now, the SPCA says if you do have a dog that you can no longer care for, it first recommends that you try to find a home on your own, somewhere near where you live, or with a person that the dog is already familiar with. And then as a last resort, make a couple of phone calls to see if shelters in your area have the room to accept your dog.
All right, Lee, thank you very much. Lee Martinez live for us tonight in Sacramento, and over our shoulder, as you can probably see, we have some big fireworks going on.
We do. Look at that shot
gorgeous
right now. It is absolutely beautiful. The Ferry Building all lit up tonight in celebration of the Super Bowl to come, and What a sight.
This is the grand finale here tonight. As we mentioned earlier, One Republic played Jam the Place. We had a capacity crowd here at Super Bowl City, and we're looking for another big crowd tomorrow night.
Alicia Keys is playing here tomorrow night. Again, it's a free concert, but get here early if you want to see it. They did shut the gates tonight when it reached capacity, so keep that in mind as well.
When the people who planned this event, I'm sure they had a picture just like you're seeing on your TV screen at home in mind.
And
I mean, that is just the way they had hoped it would look.
It's
the
beautiful.
weather here, by the way, we should mention, has been absolutely spectacular. Clear skies today, 75 degrees for the kickoff on Sunday. And there's the Bay Bridge. Now, they just put those lights back up and turned them back on here because they've been shut down for a couple of years.
It was interesting. Tony said today, Mother Nature must be a football fan because she is putting on one heck of a show when it comes to the weather here in the Bay Area.
Yeah, this has not been a disappointment in the least. Everything so far has been going off just as planned here in San Francisco, here in Super Bowl City, as the grand finale is coming up with the fireworks show, as you can see there right behind the Pier building, which also is packed tonight. People are trying to head home. So we're going to turn our attention to more news and more on the Super Bowl in just a moment, but other news making headlines tonight has to do with meningitis in Northern California. New tonight, a Northern California professor has died from meningitis. The teacher worked at Argosy University, I should say, in Alameda. Officials say the death is not linked to the 3 students at Santa Clara University who were diagnosed with the infection this week, but that outbreak has been linked to a rise in students who have been getting vaccinated. There's another case of Zika virus in California to report tonight. The Department of Public Health says a preliminary test for the mosquito-borne virus came back positive. The person who had traveled outside of the United States, and 7 cases of Zika have now been reported in California since 2013. The virus is linked to birth defects.
I don't have any more tears in my tear ducts. I've cried so much in the last couple of days.
Heartbreak and anger in Fairfield tonight after learning a Suisun City woman who was attacked with a bat at the Solano Town Center Mall is gone.
CBS 13's Adrian Moore is joining us now from Sacramento, covering that story for us tonight. Adrian?
All right, Sam and Christina, thanks. Doctors have declared 63-year-old Cheryl Ann Sherwood brain dead, but are waiting now to harvest her organs because she is a donor. Now tonight, her ex-husband and best friend tell us about her giving spirit, even as she faces death.
She was the most giving person I've ever met in my life.
A level of grief felt so deep that Lee Sherwood still has a tough time finding the words for.
She lived her life with purpose.
His ex-wife and best friend, 63-year-old Cheryl Ann Sherwood, worked as a nurse at Kaiser's Infusion Clinic in Walnut Creek for more than 20 years. Lee recalls a conversation just last week where she described her passion for her patients.
She told me that she's never been happier in her entire life and that she finally found her niche.
Fairfield police say the adventurous foodie was beaten with a bat while walking to her car at the Solano Town Center Mall Wednesday morning. Lee says seeing her role as a caretaker change, leaving her in the hospital bed, was almost too much to bear.
Her face was so swollen. Her right shoulder was the size of my knee. It was so swollen, and she was already put on a ventilator by the time I got there.
While police have arrested 19-year-old William King for the attack, Lee says other women have also been assaulted around the mall and wants this tragedy to spark immediate action from the city.
If someone had taken this seriously, the crime that had been going on prior to my wife being attacked, my wife would probably be here today.
Now, police believe King is responsible for attacking another woman in Vallejo the day before Sherwood was assaulted. He was taken into custody after a traffic stop and will be back in court on February 26. A tough story, guys.
Oh, to say the very least. Adrian, thanks. We'll see you in just a little bit. Now to this, the man accused of stabbing hometown hero Spencer Stone made a court appearance today. 28-year-old James Tran was arrested more than a month after the October stabbing and later arraigned on an attempted murder charge. Stone was rushed to the hospital with stab wounds to his heart, liver, and lungs following a fight with a group of men in Midtown Sacramento.
New tonight, Kings officials say that they want to hold on to some blighted properties that will be right near the brand new arena in downtown Sacramento.
Well, this land is located in the area of 8th and K Streets near the Golden One Center there. As we all know, that's where it's headed, in that direction. Now, under the terms of this financial agreement for the new arena, the Kings were given the right to refuse any sale of city-owned properties in that area. Now, that could end a proposal by 2 city developers to buy up the parcels to develop them. City leaders say they have not heard from the Kings on what the team plans to do with that land.
Well, it is out with the old. The Bay Bridge crews dismantled 5 million pounds of the cantilever section today. This process is slow, about 25 feet per hour, so workers do not disturb the marine life. Sections of the bridge will be loaded onto a barge tomorrow morning and then delivered to the Port of Oakland to be recycled. There are 5 giant sections in all. It'll take about 2 years to completely take down.
Well, the countdown to Super Bowl 50 is on. We are less than 2 days away from the big matchup between the Panthers and the Broncos at Levi Stadium. Another beautiful look at the Ferry Building tonight. 10-10, and the fireworks are going.
All right, CBS 13's Tony Lopez is live on the floor of Super Bowl City, taking it all in. What a night here, Tony.
Oh, I tell you guys, you can feel these fireworks from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. But you know who's not looking up and watching them? Members of the security force out here, the FBI, Homeland Security, San Francisco's finest. And in addition, they're watching these folks behind me, right over my right shoulder. Shocky, look at all these things. Looking up at the beautiful fireworks on display right now. It is quite the show for them, but they have been safe because about 1,500 National Guard members are also here helping out with security, including several from the Sacramento area. They told us earlier today there's no safer place to be right now.
I just went down to the actual Levi Stadium and I had trouble getting through even with my credentials. So you can imagine as a public safety member, I'm having a tough time. They're really locking down on security. So I think that should be a reassurance to the folks who are going to the game.
Now the Guards coordinating, of course, with local, state, and federal agencies to patrol the streets, the skies, and yeah, the water as well. I got to tell you, we've been here for several days. You can't go more than a few steps without seeing some form of security. It's also hard to miss the protesters out here. Uber drivers, they're spitting mad because the company lowered fares by as much as 15%. They held this protest earlier this week for the Super Bowl. They're threatening to gridlock traffic to Santa Clara and refuse any rides to the game to protest low wages. The company says previous cuts actually benefited drivers by increasing customers. CBS 13, we're also hearing complaints from some business owners. These are business owners outside of Super Bowl City who say their sales are actually down. See, shops at the Ferry Building marketplace area say heavy traffic is keeping their regulars away, and tourists are staying in Super Bowl City, not venturing out too far. That's led to a 30% drop in sales for the Village Market and a lot of unused inventory they ordered special for just this week. But I gotta tell you, business is very good at San Francisco airports, where commercial and private planes are coming in almost non-stop. The FAA estimates about 1,200 private jets will show up today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Hayward Executive Airport has already closed the runway, so these jets have a place to park. And as we take a look at some of the finale here, a live look at the fireworks, because it's coming at a rapid pace. I can barely hear myself think, so let's just take this in for a second.
Wow.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
What a night.
Oh, everybody's clapping. Boy, what a show.
Wow. That is really remarkable.
That was incredible.
I think we're all taking a deep breath here after that one. That's the biggest finale I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's
All
unreal.
right.
Wow.
We're going to be back live, Super Bowl City, live in San Francisco. Back in a moment. What a night it is here.